If you're like, oh wow, what's Sam been up to? She hasn't been sharing much. This. So I just finished one of my most highly anticipated books of the year. So I just counted to see how many books I have on my physical TBR, and we are up to 90 on the nose. So I decided to make my own. Hello and welcome to another video. I have been very MIA here. As MIA as I've been since I started this channel back up earlier this year, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm saying that like anyone actually realizes or cares that I've been gone. Let's do some book stuff. Let's talk about where I've been. Let's do a little life update, and I have a lot of things to talk to you about, and most of them are not good, but I guess some of them are good. So let's start with the good. So the good. First good thing is I've gone on a lot of trips. I've been very busy with travel lately in the best way. First, we went to PEI for 5 days. I think it was supposed to be 5 days. It might have ended up being 4. Specifically to go to SomoFest, which is a music festival. It's a new one. They say it's rock. I think that they honestly might need to pick a genre because it feels all over the place. I wanted to go so bad. I bought my tickets so long ago because Nova Kahan was the headliner. Kahan? Is that how it's actually said? I've always said Kahan. Ever since listening to his song Young Blood in 2017, 2018, something like that, I've been obsessed with him. And Stick Season was such a good album, so I was so excited he was headlining, and I got to see him. I was in the very front row. So let's insert some footage from the festival now.
Retrograde, we check the frame of your car.
Wasn't that a great time? And then we had a birthday party for my twins because they're turning 2. So we had one on the island with all of my family because all of my family lives there. So my brothers were able to go. My parents was at my parents' house. My parents were there. My own grandmother was there. Aunts and uncles, and it was so nice for everyone to get to spend time with the kids. And then we immediately had to leave the island early because a work opportunity came up where we got to go to New York City for 36 hours, and it was the first time we left the kids. Actually left them. We've gone to local hotels and stuff without them for just the night while my mom babysat, but this was our first time traveling away from them. And I was nervous about leaving them because now they're toddlers and they have more opinions and they realize we're gone, but it was great. So insert some footage of that here. This is where I confess I don't think I've ever been to a Barnes & Noble in my life.
Yes, we have.
You think?
We have been to many.
I don't think we have.
Yes, we have. We've been to so many.
Well, we were about to go to a 4-story Barnes & Noble, the biggest in the world. Okay, so we love thrillers. So we're looking at all of these. We are both big fans of Sherry Lapina. This though looks so good to me. I'm just laying down for it. So our basement, we just finished renovating it. If you follow me over on Allie and Sam, you know that we spent so long renovating our basement. It took forever. It was wonderful. I loved it. It was our playroom and our guest room. We thought we had a bit of water damage from when our washer leaked, and they said, yep, it'll be this much money. It's fine, not ideal. No one likes to spend thousands of dollars unexpectedly, but homeowners, it's what happens. And then when they started doing the demo to take out the bit of water damage, they realized that it was so much worse. The guy actually said to me, this is honestly the worst case scenario. It went from a couple of $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars in damage, and I need to smile about it because I've been crying about it for like the last week. I am an anxious person and I do not do well with like high levels of adrenaline. I kind of just spiral and make myself feel like super sick. So I have been very stressed, very anxious, very sore in the tummy. Are you guys ready to hear what riveting content I'm currently listening to? Like what audiobook I'm consuming? I will show you because this is the kind of content I know you guys follow me for. Potty training. The twins are turning 2 this month, and I don't know, I tried to get this book out of the library a while ago because a friend of mine was working on potty training and read it, so I thought I would too, because I just have extreme FOMO when it comes to books. Apparently even books as mundane as potty training books. Nothing that's going to be of interest to you guys. But if you're wondering, what is she listening to? It's that. Also, completely unrelated to everything I share on this channel, I'm currently in the process of collecting all of my veggie scraps. So this is fresh out of the freezer. I'm just going to add some more and then put it back. All of my veggie scraps to make veggie stock. We're vegetarian. And it's soup season. I freaking love soup season. Fall to me is like the ultimate cozy soup time of year. So I make a lot of soup, use a lot of veggie stock, but I'm also like using a lot of veggies in those soups. So my plan is, for the first time ever, to try to collect those and to make my own veggie stock with all of my scraps. So again, riveting content. If you're like, oh wow, what's Sam been up to? She hasn't been sharing much. This is what I've been up to. Why does anyone follow me? So besides that riveting audiobook, I have 2 other books on the go. One is off of my fall TBR, and that is A Death at the Party. I've got a good ways into this. I haven't actually picked it up in about a week because I've been devouring the other book that I've been reading, which I'll talk about later. It is probably one of my most anticipated books of the year. Every book in that series has been a 5-star for me. Very exciting, but I can't find my e-reader right now. I need to wait till my wife comes home to see where she set it because it's not where I remember leaving it. With such a small chunk left in this, I might be able to read it during the nap. So let's get reading. So in this book, the girl, the main character, she's a woman, Nadine, is really close with her mother and says, Marilyn and I are only 20 years apart. Her pregnancy with me, an accident at 19, our age difference feels more and more narrow the older we get. And I do get that. Now that I'm 30, my mom's 49, she'll be 50 this year. We have the same age difference as the people in this book. And I get that. All right. I don't think I liked this thriller very much. I saw a lot of ways that the story could go. I have dirt all over my face from building the kids' playhouse earlier. I saw a lot of ways that it could go and I was really intrigued, but in the end, for me personally, it was a little slow. There wasn't enough twists and turns. I wanted something a little more spooky. I'm between giving this 2 stars and 3 stars. I feel like a 2.5 would be very fitting if I gave 0.5s. So the thing for me about this is the ending was super vague and unsatisfying for me, kind of. I feel like I like to know what happens, you know? I don't like when it's kind of a little open-ended. I want to show you what I made. I meant to show you while I was making it, and I didn't. So here we are. This is the remote control for my Bluetooth page turner for my Kindle. So it has another little clip that clips on your Kindle. I set it up with my stand. It's great, hands-free, cozy in the bed, all wrapped up like this, reading, and you don't have to get your hand out and touch it. You don't have to hold your e-reader. It's amazing. But I have twin toddlers. They take this little tiny remote and lose it all the time in the bedroom, in my bedroom. So I saw in this group that I'm in, which is like a Kindle girly group, I think that's what it's called, Kindle girly something. And I saw people get keychains for their little remotes so that they don't lose them. So I decided to make my own. I went with a bunch of just like fun blue and white beads that I had sitting around, and I didn't know what to write on it. I knew that I wanted it to say something, but I went with, it's a little hard to see because it's all turned. If I do it like this, then we can read it. It says Book Buddies. This is what I call you guys, and I didn't know what else to put. Some people suggested things like my favorite series or my favorite character in a book, but I struggle picking favorites. I know I've said this before. I don't know, it's too overwhelming thinking about one favorite of something. It's too much for me. So instead I did a little Book Buddies, and I put some like little blue butterflies on it. I think this turned out so cute. It's so fun. And it's also the perfect size to just fit on my wrist like this, so I'm not dropping it in the bed either. So I have it as like a little bracelet when I'm cozy reading, all curled up in my bed. This is just perfect. So it's a good idea. It's a fun little simple craft for you guys to do. If any of you have a Bluetooth page turner that you keep losing too, it's perfect. I'm really happy with how this turned out. These are actually a bunch of beads that I got for when I went to the Eras tour last year and everyone was making friendship bracelets. I made a bunch, and I have social anxiety actually, and I was so nervous that I'd make all these bracelets and then be too scared to actually exchange them with people and bracelet swap, but I'm proud to say that I actually did it. So my beautiful library is now this. Extra birthday gifts for the kids. Well, not extra, but like birthday gifts they haven't opened yet. Their ball pit and all of the balloons from the party. A bunch of toys, cat litter, all kinds of stuff. Boxes of things that couldn't go to the storage unit because our basement is out of commission for we don't know how long. Oh wait, behind me here is playing equipment, so we don't have a playroom anymore. So now my lovely, lovely library is going to look like this for God knows how long. So that's really fun, right? But we're gonna do probably the most mundane thing that I could possibly think of this second. I want you to help me pick a bookmark. Shelby, would you like to help me? Shelby would like to help. All right, so welcome to my bookmark collection. This is what I currently have. There's this really pretty hanging plant bookmark that you like hook onto your page. This is what my wife got me for the wedding anniversary. That's leather, I think. And we follow those and try to get each other themed gifts. This one says, "The ones that love us never really leave us. You can always find them in here." And I think that is a Harry Potter quote. This really thick like leather bookmark is from the Netflix book club. They sent me a PR gift whenever they were starting the book club. You know, a lot of Netflix TV shows and movies are based on books. The books are always better, of course, but they made a book club at one point that was reading those books before the shows came out. And I don't think that's a thing anymore. I'm pretty sure actually, but I know they'd sent like this, see, the Netflix book club from Bridgerton, and they sent like a few other things in it, and then I never really heard of it again. It was hosted by a celebrity, I don't know. And then I have this giant paper clip that's huge with this little macrame thing on the end that my mother-in-law got me. And then this is not mine, it's my wife's, and it is a gold flecked resin bookmark that says Goose on it because that's what they call each other, but I keep it in here. And then in here on the bottom I have some more. I have all of these like fantasy Sarah J Maas themed stickers. I feel like a sticker is always a really fun bookmark. I actually don't know what this one is. Someone please comment down below. What is that? There's that one. All kinds. Actually, I think they're almost all ACOTAR. Are they all ACOTAR? Stickers. So what should we use? I picked out another book off of my fall TBR, which is mostly thrillers. If you saw the video where I made the TBR list, it's a lot of a lot of thrillers, and I've been talking about this book for so long. Such a bad influence. It's been such a highly anticipated book for me for the year, and I'm finally gonna read it, I think. Maybe we should use this one. We'll use that one. So I'm on chapter 3, page 29. I wanted to finish during nap time my fantasy book that I'm reading that I haven't told you about yet because I want to show you, and I can't find my e-reader anywhere. I think that maybe it is in the kids' room and I did not want to go in and risk waking them. Isn't this cute? Ally got me this too. All Too Well 10-minute version, Taylor's version, and on the other side it says I remember it all too well, and I keep it on my shelf in the red section. Okay, well, the kids are up, which means it is the start of the second shift. What a funny place to decide to sit and tell you about the book that I just finished. But here we are. I don't know. Why did I pick this? So I just finished one of my most highly anticipated books of the year, and I meant to vlog it, I meant to share about it, and I did not at all because I was so engrossed. I was so obsessed. I just wanted to read it and devour it and like consume every word. So that's what I did. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It's called Broken by Daylight, and it is the 4th book in the Beasts of the Briar series, which is a Why Choose Romance. The Beasts of the Briar series is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. We have these 4 fae princes who each rule a realm. They rule summer, winter, autumn, and spring. And they have all been cursed to become beasts every night. And then we have a human girl who comes from the human world. She ends up falling for some of the princes, and it's a Why Choose Romance, meaning it's kind of like polyamorous. You don't have to choose. She doesn't have to choose. They're all like polyamorous and kind of with each other. For some reason, I thought that this was going to be a 4-book series, but now I've learned that it's actually going to be 7. So the 4th book came out like 2 weeks ago. I was so excited for this book to come out. I've been waiting since reading the first 3 books last year. I have been waiting for this book to come out, and it did not disappoint. Every book in this series has been 5 stars for me, which is crazy. Also, it's not something that I would typically pick up. This was, I think, the first ever like Why Choose Romance, like polyamorous romance that I picked up, or it's also called reverse harem sometimes. I don't know if it fits that criteria because I feel like all of the men in this book are very bisexual. So there's also some overlap of the princes together, if that makes sense. We have some MLM romance. Is that what it's called? WLW is women. MLM must be men, but it's also like pyramid schemes. But it was such a good book. I read it so quickly. I find the world building's really interesting. I like the spice. I like the romances. I feel like it always keeps me guessing. Something's always happening. I don't find anything draws out for too long in those books, which is nice. And so far, I'm really enjoying the series. So now I have to impatiently wait for the other 3 books in the series to come out. So find me here again this time next year, I'm sure, when the next book comes out in the series. Hopefully that's how long it takes. I actually don't know. What do you think, Rosie? You dropped your toy. So I just counted to see how many books I have on my physical TBR, and we are up to 90 on the nose. And that feels like way too many books. I feel like, if anything, my physical TBR is getting longer instead of shorter. And I keep adding to it, and at this rate it would take me like a full year if I didn't read anything else to read all of these books. And the problem is I do read other things. So I've put myself on a book buying ban. I say that, but I've actually been on it for a bit, and yet I still bought a few books. But I'm on this book buying ban, and then the idea is, hopefully, around Christmas time, I have some gift cards. Maybe I'll get some more around Christmas. And I am going to go on like a book shopping spree, probably in the new year, and treat myself to a bunch of new books. But I can't do that until I have read a large chunk of this TBR, which is why I made this shelf, which is my fall TBR, to try to read more of the books on my TBR, which sounds easy because all of these books excite me. They all spark a fire in me to want to read them, but here I am not reading them. And I don't know why that is. Part of it's that I'm just so overwhelmed by the fact that I have such a huge TBR that I don't want to read it because I'm just overwhelmed by it. And then I end up picking things up on Kindle Unlimited because Kindle Unlimited is really nice. Well, reading on your Kindle in general is really nice at night, especially when you like don't want to wake your wife or your kids. But that is where I am at with book shopping. So we are not going to do any actual book shopping videos for a very long time. We're not going to have any haul videos for a very long time. For my birthday in April, my mom got me like a ton of books, if you remember, and I haven't read so many of those. I did a haul where I got books from Book Outlet because it's a really cheap place to get books in Canada, and they had a sale and I was so excited. I haven't read most of those. Like, what am I doing with myself? And yet I keep buying books. So, no more books. Hold me to it, guys. If you see me in a bookstore, say, Sam, stop. Put down your card. Walk away.